Here goes nothing.
How does a man get into this position exactly? This is a story of how Joe was able to go from a place where hair loss was on his mind every single day, research, clinic appointments, daily negativity and the worry, to a place of freedom and acceptance. Like so many of us, his hair loss journey began in a very similar way.
Quite confident, outgoing, just normal really. Had really, really thick, nice hair, like I could style it how I want, happy.
Life's going along just fine, but then...
Being at the pub with my friends and one of my friends said like, oh, your hair's receding. I thought, no way, is he like joking around or something? And then when I got home, I checked it and I was like, oh my God, like it actually is. I was sort of speaking to a girl and stuff and she noticed that my hair was going as well. I know, like that's bad. She's pointed it out. Tried to forget about it, but
Now, actually being called out on your thinning hair is a balding, insecure man's worst nightmare. And from that point, things are never really the same again.
it just played on my mind because I couldn't help not notice it. And I thought about it every day. I was more conscious people would pick up on it. It did make me more insecure over time. If I had pictures taken, the first thing I'd look at would be like my hair, and I'd just be like, I'm not happy with that. I used to think as being people were bald were like a lot older. If I go bald at 23, I feel like in my head I'm already like 50 or something.
Now, more and more, all of this begins to play on your mind.
My thin hair was like almost harder to style and stay in place. I thought that might have been back down to like a bad diet maybe. But I'd look into it probably like most days. It was almost like a habit. I just kept trying to research more and more, kept researching it every day, and then it just played on my mind.
There's some obvious first steps, but how about some considerations on the harder stuff?
Well, my granddad and my uncle were both bald. Realised it was probably down to genetics, like the male pattern baldness. And I still tried to improve with the diet. And obviously, that it's good to have a good diet anyway. But genuinely gained like more knowledge on it. I did actually get finasteride, minoxidil. I just felt like, nah.
Tell me a bit more about your considerations on a hair transplant, because I think that was a real consideration for a while. Is that correct?
Yes, it's sort of been in my mind for a while. And the first quote I got was off a transplant clinic in Turkey. For me, I just felt a bit uncertain on it. And then I got some quotes like in England, like London, quoted about 5 to 7,000. I had the worries of like, if I get the transplant, is other hair that's still there going to fall out? The cons outweighed the pros for me, really. The money and just the uncertainty, like, oh, what if I have the transplant now and then in a few years' time it falls out again or something like that? And it's just a constant worry about some hair, really doing my head in.
Now, we mentioned earlier that wanting to avoid others noticing is kind of a top priority when your hair's falling out. It certainly was for me. So how did Joe adapt to this situation?
The fibers, yeah, they did help, but at the same time, if I had them on, I was still quite conscious because I thought, oh no, what if it rains, or what if like it gets windy and my hair blows in a certain way, and then you can see the obvious fibers. It was a worry having them on, but at the same time, it did help me. Wow, this is only like £10. You just sprinkle it on your head and it seems like the problem's gone, but really it's not gone, because later on when I washed my hair and stuff, you could see where the patches were and it was just back to square one again.
By this point for Joe, he started to consider an alternative option.
Eventually I thought, no, I just want to be free, just accept it. And just remember being at work feeling like really annoyed about how my hair's affected me, and I just thought the only solution is to just buzz it off and just see how I feel. Buzzed it off, and I think January was the first time it started to play on me. Like all I've known for the past 23, 24 years of my life is just having hair. So I thought, no way, I want to try and grow this back and see what it's like. So I was almost holding on to something that wasn't there.
Now, he's had to go with the acceptance route, and he considers that growing it back to be stupid, but I have to disagree.
When it was growing back, it was annoying because like all of the side here was growing quite well, but the top bit was just really rubbish, and started wearing hats a lot more to try and, like, while it was growing, just cover it up because I hated what it looked like without the hat.
Now, after a bit of a roller coaster ride,
It was actually a good friend of mine at work. We were sort of just talking, and I just said, like, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about shaving my head again and stuff. Like, what's your honest opinion? And he just said, like, I'll tell you the truth, it doesn't look that good. He wasn't trying to be horrible, but I just wanted his honest opinion. He just said, because people are going to notice that you're balding rather than you just being bald.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a good point. People, well, even me, like, because even though I had my hair growing back a little bit, I was still waking up every day. I was still insecure about it. Like, oh, why is it not growing back? And I've still got patches, and I still wasn't happy with it. So I think that was just the final point. I was just like, I just want to be free from it. I just want to shave it, be done with it, and accept it, and just move forward with my life and just be happy.
Here goes nothing.
I thought if I shave it, you know, it's free, it doesn't cost anything. I don't have to get no transplants, no wigs. Like, just, I can just be free from it and just confident and just be myself.
where is Joe at with things today?
Mentally, I just feel so free from it. There's no like worries, there's no like getting up and looking in front of the mirror feeling like insecure about anything. I just can just be happy with the way I look and just accept it.
I want to take this opportunity to give a massive thank you to Joe. Here's why he wanted to share his story here at Bald Cafe.
Wanted to come on this video to like make people aware like you're not the only one, and like if you feel like you're sort of suffering from it, it's all like it's almost seen as a disease, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like, but it isn't, and I know it is hard. It took me over a year to accept it, but you know, I think that's the key point, is when you accept it, that's when you can just move on and just be happy.
It's always a pleasure to share these stories, and I hope there are a few guys that can relate out there, and hearing Joe's story can give you a bit of confidence that you too, no matter how up and down this road goes, you can get there, you can get to that place of acceptance, and you can totally move on from dealing with hair loss. We're well on the way now to sharing 100 stories here on the Bald Cafe YouTube channel, a massive milestone. It's been a big goal for a long time, and I want to take this opportunity also quickly to talk about why I'm looking slightly homeless. The hair obviously grown out, the beard absolute wild man right now, and it's because, guys, I'm working on a few different areas of content, and importantly I'm working on myself, to be honest, and all of this stuff will become more clear in a few future videos. This video is about Joe, it's not about me, but I thought there are probably going to be a few people that watch this that are thinking, Harry, what on earth is going on with your look here? The most hair I've had since I shaved it off 3, almost 4 years ago. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Loads more interesting stuff to come. I'll see you in that next video. Goodbye.